Really simple. So as an engineer, a numbers guy, tell me, why do math equations always come up with a consistent answer?
Because they're always constant in this universe.
That's right, there's constants. But what makes them constant?
Laws of physics and math.
Laws of physics, all right. But who wrote those laws?
Well, man did.
We think that we identified the correct formula, we experimented enough times, and we concluded that's the law. Fair enough, but that still doesn't tell me why we have consistent outcomes. Here's my premise, that if there is not a bigger constant in the universe, there's no constants in math or in science. Because if we are random nothing, we kind of came together over billions of years and sort of got our act together and became moral, started walking upright, developed eyes, nose, ears, mouth, taste, all of that. We kind of evolved that way. There wouldn't be any constants. We would never have anything that was certain because it's all random, according to evolution. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Do you believe in evolution?
I believe in microevolution.
Microevolution. What's the difference between micro and macro?
Macro is that we are descendants essentially from fish, and we actually grew, the fish grew legs, then we evolved into humans.
Okay.
Microevolution is that depending on where we lived, such as different climates, we adapted, we changed. Because hundreds of thousands of years ago, we did not know how to actually process meat. Therefore, our digestive system was different, our teeth were actually different. But as we learned to actually cook our meat and evolve and adapt, our very teeth changed, our digestive system changed because we did not need that powerful bacteria anymore.
And why did we decide to do all of those things? And what was the mechanism that kicked that process and guided that process so we could grow teeth, have a digestive system, develop something called peristalsis, which is what moves the food down to your gut, the acid to deteriorate it, the ability to pull out the vitamins that you need, plus process it through a plumbing system. When did all of those things take place? And who decided that's the way we should be?
Well, somewhere along the line, the coding in our DNA changed.
The code in our DNA changed. All right. Codes in DNA can be manipulated these days and changed. And different people have DNA, but no new information gets added to DNA. You can detract information, but you can't add information to DNA. See, what I'm trying to get at is it's a little suspicious that all of these things happened all by themselves without anything to guide them or to think them through. Okay, so for instance, let's say you had your teeth, you had your throat, you've evolved all of that, you've got peristalsis working its way down, but you haven't evolved your stomach yet. What would happen to your teeth and to your throat?
I would not know.
They'd go away because you don't need them for anything. You had to happen all at the same time. It's called irreducible complexity. You're so complex that if we reduced a component of it, none of the other components would exist because they need each other to function. All right, I want to ask you a question about DNA. Okay. How many cells do you have in your body?
Too many to count.
About 50 million,
yeah.
Give or take,
yes.
50 million cells. How many strands of DNA do you have?
That I do not know.
Let me put it to you this way. If we took out your DNA, first of all, we could fit it into a tablespoon, but if we typed out the code, we wrote it down, you could fill the Grand Canyon with your DNA information 40 times. Put it another way. We typed out your DNA, and we took that and we tried to get it to the moon. Would it reach the moon?
I would say yes.
5 million times it would. Yeah. That is a lot of organized information. It's too complex to have happened all by itself. Just like the sunglasses you're wearing, you don't believe that those just happen. They evolved kind of a nose thing, and then they got darker, and then there's a sun. You go, that's not really logical. And I don't think it's logical to suggest that we happened all by ourselves. I think somebody made you. That's what I think. I think you're designed by your maker, a very intelligent, powerful being who's very moral, because we see another set of constants in this universe, morality. I asked a young man earlier, would you be willing to tell me it's always wrong to beat up a small child?
No, yes,
Why?
because children, for the most part, are innocent.
All right, but what if I said, I don't think they are. I like beating up small children. I think it's good to beat up small children. How can you tell me I'm wrong?
Well, by standards that have been set forth by religion for centuries, that is immoral.
Well, that could be that religion has kind of written some of those things down. But if there is not a moral constant behind them, then it's just one set of people telling another people what to think,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I think the moral constant in this universe is God himself. That's why we know that it is wrong to beat up small children, to punch somebody in the face. We know that's wrong, but the reason we even know about the concepts of right or wrong is because God is the standard of right and wrong.